I don't think they recommend you taking this off in the manual, but I'm just doing it just to make this a little bit lighter and just getting it out of the way. Anyway, it's just 2 bolts. I can always torque them down. It's no big deal. So now I'll put this up here. I'll hang it from up here, way out of the way. All right, so let's see. Let me grab my... This. So all I'm doing is I'm kind of opening up the piston. I'm pushing back the piston, the brake pistons right here, so that I can remove this. Actually, I'm wondering if I could just put it right there. Yeah. See if I can get this to stay up here. See, this will work. All right, that'll stay out of the way. Okay. Now, okay. Yeah, I guess it does need it. Okay. There's some movement there. It's going to rub up against that over there. Gotcha. Let me see why they were. Position here. Hopefully I don't drop anything on me. Come on. Are you kidding me? There it goes. Whew. All right. And so you got to be real careful with this guy that it doesn't get. All right. So now I got to get that guy out of there. That's going to be a trick. Alright, let's see if I can show you guys what I'm attempting to do here. Grab my camera off of here. I don't know if I'll be able to show this. Alright, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but there's a screw that's, man, that is just, you know what, let me just do this. See if I can light it up that way. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that screw right there is where I'm gonna pry off of, and hopefully I can get that dry shaft off. All right, okay, later. Okay, so I managed to get the shaft off. It took me a while to get it off. And so the screw that I was putting the prying bar off, let me see if I can put my finger in there, or the nut is that nut right there. And what you're doing is you're prying up against the nut. And so let's say here's the part right here. The nut is up here, and you're doing this number to get it to go out that way. All right, now there is a retaining ring in here. Actually, there's a retaining ring. I want to say it's somewhere. There it is. I don't know if y'all can see that moving. Let me see if I can move it again. But there's a retaining ring in there. There it is. Okay. And what I learned from another guy on YouTube, that retaining ring can hang at the bottom like this, and if it's hanging at the bottom while you're trying to take it out, it's going to be real difficult. So you got to spin, you spin the shaft, and then you try prying it off, and then you spin the shaft, and you try prying it off, and you spin the shaft, and you try prying it off, and you just keep going. It took me, man, it took me about a good 35-40 minutes just turning and prying, turning and prying, turning and prying, but it can come off. Okay, so just be mindful of that you got to be patient and stuff, and you can pry it off, and by all means, I know I haven't said this, but safety is a big concern, and you do have to have the car on jacks. I have a jack there, a jack over here, and then I even keep this guy on there, although you should never trust the hydraulics, because because this is all jacks work off hydraulics, but the O-rings in there can go bad all of a sudden, and the car can actually fall on you. That happened to a friend of mine at the school that I worked at. He got underneath the car without a jack. I'm sorry, without jack stands, and the jack apparently, I'm not sure if he didn't tighten it enough or something, but I think they suggested that the O-rings went bad, and the car went down on him, crushed a couple of vertebrae. I'm sorry, not vertebrae, of ribs, and there was another teacher there in the shop, who basically got him out of the jam, but he was hurt. So definitely you got to have jacks underneath the car, because especially when you're prying and the vehicle can move while you're prying. Yeah, and some good quality jacks. Okay, but anyway, so now it's just a matter of cleaning up, putting a little bit of grease. See if I can bring this around and show you guys. So putting a little bit of grease, inside there on the new one, and maybe just a little bit of grease on the outside here, and putting it in. And then when you put it in, it does have to snap in there. There's a definite snap, and so I think it snaps in. The O-ring snaps in somewhere way back here. So, and it's in because you'll try to, supposedly it's supposed to make a nice snapping sound, and then you can't get it out. You're going to have to pry it off. So, all right, so that's where I'm at. Just want to show you guys that definitely I had this guy up against that screw, and then prying that way. So, okay, I'll be back. Okay, so there's the brand spanking new shaft right next to the old one, and the number for it is See if I can get it. It is right there. It's the 44305-SHJ-A01. Okay, and that's the new one. I think it already has some grease in there. I'll check it out. Definitely the other shaft. You can see it came out with a lot of grease. So yeah, definitely I might take just a little bit of the inside grease and just put it around there and put it back in. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to be putting this back together, and hopefully it's a lot easier to put back together than it is take off. All right, be back in a bit. All right, so I know it's going to be hard to see. Trying to put it on there, but this guy has two areas in there where it's missing one groove, so it's a whole bunch of little splines, and then there's two different areas that are missing a groove. And apparently, I guess there's newer models where the male drive shaft in there will have two missing, or have a much larger, wider groove or whatever, or I guess spline, I guess you could say. I know that these striations or splines that are on the male in there, there's none are missing, and there's no wide ones, so should work. Okay. So anyway, be patient with it, and then you do have to get it started when you first put it in. Kind of move it in, and when it slips, and then go all the way in, and it should lock. The C clamp that's in there, I put it to where the opening is down. Okay. See how this goes. I know you guys are probably not going to be able to see very much. Let's see if I can put it over here. Move this light out of the way. All right, I don't know. Let's see what will happen here. My head's probably going to get in the way. Okay. Oh. Man, these things are heavy. All right. Yep. Shouldn't be that difficult. Should just slide in. Alright. Why is that not going in? Damn it, I'm gonna go look at the other one.